Hello there, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Please let me know if you guys can holla if you hear me. Let me go over here and get I think you can. Okay, good. I think I can. I think I can. How is everyone today? I'm a little discombobulated because I had to move some stuff around. So I apologize for that action. How is everyone? Thank you so much for joining me today. Um, we are going to get into some things. Let me just pull you guys up over here just so I can see the comments quicker. Hey, CJD and Sir S. Coleman. Hello, Tiffany, and hello, Janelle. Hello. Listen, I need to play another intro so you guys can be dancing to that one too. We're going to create some more. We're going to get into some things today. We are going to discuss the upcoming full moon. In It is going to be jointly in Aquarius. Well, it's going to start out in Aquarius, I should say. Get to its zenith in Aquarius, and then it's going to move quickly into Pisces throughout the rest of the full moon cycle. This, let me tell you something. I want to say this first. This lunation cycle, no cycle is ever bad, good, or indifferent. I won't say anything is bad. I don't assign anything in particular to a lunation cycle. I will say this though. This is going to be a toughie. This one is going to set a lot of things into motion. This one is going to require a lot of you if you have not already done your work. Or if you've been fighting it. If you've been fighting doing your work, this one's going to be a little difficult for you because you are being catapulted, pushed. I don't mean to let me use this terminology. There's a couple things I need to do here. You know the song Move, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. That's what you're required to do. It's one of these things where you have got to get your ish together and get to moving in the right direction. Otherwise, you are going to end up really pushing. I can't stress this enough. This is the time, right? We're in a season for new beginnings. We're in this accelerated ascension season. And we are really being asked, low key required, to get ourselves together and honestly get moving and really stepping into truth, into reality, into purpose, into all of these things that we've been talking about for years now. But because of the situation that we're in, we'll say from an ascension or a galactic point of view, and we might talk about that on the podcast tonight. You can't keep just sitting here and wondering and guessing and not moving. Most of us have an idea that we're supposed to be doing something a little bit more than what we're doing. And right now, Spirit is saying, okay, can we start that process at least? Can we at least decide that we're going to not just sit on the sidelines, that we're going to get in the game? I guess that's the best way to put it. And it's kind of like we're done with the excuses. Now, what I'm going to put in here is, I don't know how many of you saw it in the description, but in the description box below for the replay crew, as some people call you, I have 2 different links. Both of them are to the website. On the website, what I started doing it at the new moon in August, here earlier at 88 Lionsgate. Download my free crystal grid for new beginnings here. And then I'm going to put this link in here to where you can get the free download of not only this crystal grid, but then the other crystal grid that we just had for the new moon. And that one was, I don't remember what that was for. Oh, to balance your masculine and feminine energy. You guys can use these crystal grids not just for this current lunation. And if I'm talking too loud, can you guys please let me know? Not just for this current lunation, but you can also use these crystal grids anytime you want to effectuate or enhance some specific work that you're doing energetically. Okay, so I choose them, and I'm going to continue to do that for the remainder of the year. Well, the remainder until Spirit tells me not to. I'm going to continue to do these crystal grids and give them to you on my website as a free download. Because I think it's very important that you guys have these crystal grids. I print them off on regular paper. So we're going to talk about the creation of that crystal grid. You have time. The full moon isn't until the 22nd. So I wanted to put this out here so you guys would have time enough to go on and assemble the crystals that we're recommending. But in that download, in that PDF download, there's also going to be alternatives as well. Okay. Hey, Sarisia. Hey, John. Well, John, I don't know that we're necessarily going to talk about that in particular today, but I will tell you this full moon is a time for new beginnings. So maybe it's a good thing that the separation has happened, because we're moving into this time period where we are leaving behind those things that no longer serve us, and that may or may not include people. All right, I've let this load. I'm going to give you guys a little bit. I'm going to show you what I've got going here on my table. And then let me move me up here a little bit more. Okay. Don't mind all this garbage over here. And let me move this. No, I'll move it up here. Okay. All right. Hopefully you guys will be able to. No, that's not going to be good enough. Everybody, hang on just 1 second while I fix the view. Okay. Bear with me. It's been a while since I've been here at this table. So we're just seeing a little bit of different. I'm just needing to do just a little bit something different. Bear with me. I got to zoom in just a little bit more. Nope, this other way. Zoom in, at least. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Okay. I don't want it that far away from me, but let's live with it. Sorry, guys. Hello to everyone that just joined us. We haven't quite got started yet. Replay crew, this is when we're going to really get to the gets. So here we go. And, or should I say for those watching the replay? All right, I'm back. Okay. There's a couple things I want you guys to be aware of that I am using. You don't have to use these things, but this is all going to be in support of the crystal grid that we're going to build here in just a little bit. Use, if you guys can locate some Ganesh incense, use some Ganesh incense. Like I said at the beginning, this full moon is about new beginnings. It is about rapid change. It is about releasing those things that seem to be holding you back. Hey, Tamika, how's it going? If I didn't say hello. It is it is a critical and pivotal new moon. I mean, full moon. It feels like a new moon in a lot of ways. It really feels like a new moon in a lot of ways. So I am going to be burning some Ganesh incense. So if you can put your hands on some, all you have to do is type Ganesh incense 6. Try to keep burning as much as you can, maybe once or twice a day, but definitely when you're meditating and you're meditating in regards to your intentions, I want you to try to use that, okay? I also I'm going to pull a couple cards, or a card at least, before we get done here from the Ganesha Oracle deck here. We're going to do that as well because I feel like there's some support necessary from that as well. All right. So are we ready to get going? Awesome. All right. This is the chart. Can you guys see this okay? Or do I need to kind of hold it up a little bit? Are you guys able to see what I got going on here? Zoom in a little bit. This is the chart for the full moon in Aquarius. As you can see, I'm going to zoom in here, I think. No? Yeah. As you can see here, the moon is like just this side. This is at 7, I believe it's 7:07 in the morning, Central Standard Time. I will confirm that. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are saying, hey, hello on Facebook. Yay. It is at 29 degrees, 36 minutes in Aquarius. 29 degrees, 36 minutes in Aquarius. So that means really quickly after the zenith of the full moon. So I will definitely put that out there for you guys to know for sure. You can look it up. You could look up full moon Aquarius, August 22nd, 2021. Very quickly after this zenith, it is going to be right there in Pisces. That is going to be significant, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Also, the sun then is at the same point, 29 degrees 36 seconds of Leo, just before he skirts off into Virgo. That's significant as well. So very quickly after the height, the most intense energy of this full moon, because it's a double full moon in Aquarius. Now we're going to be back on what I like to call the right cycle, where the new moon will be next month in Virgo, and then the full moon will be in Pisces. So one won't be leading the other. We'll be back on the right schedule. Okay, right back to the regularly scheduled programming. So just at the very end of this polarity, of this Leo Aquarian cycle we've been in, it's at its last breath, it is asking you, Spirit is asking you, the universe is giving you this last boost for a little bit on being creative, on creating your new world, on identifying your purpose, on moving into your purpose. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over what I deem as some of the more benefic transits, and then we're going to go get into the hard work. Amber, you're not late. We're really just getting started, my dear. You are not late at all. So let me find a... I never, this is difficult sometimes for me, guys. Is that highlighting? Hang on, guys. No, I don't want to adjust this. I want to write on you. How do I get to write on you? Edit. Oh, come on. Markup. There we go. Okay. It's been a minute since I've used this, so I'm going to ask you to bear with me. Okay. Perfect. Now, this right here, we've got... Here, I'm going to hold this up. Oh, stop it. Hold on, guys. All right. We have Mars and Venus in conjunction in Virgo. By the time, Venus moves pretty quick, so I'm not sure. Like, Venus is going to be passing up Mars here within the next day or two anyway. And it's sextiling Uranus, or excuse me, trining Uranus in retrograde over here in Taurus. What this is saying to me is your masculine and your feminine energy in Virgo, in the creative space, is going to be in balance. Much more so than it has been. So this is why it was very important to do the I want to zoom in just a little bit more, guys. Hang on one more second. I really want to zoom in a little bit more. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Next time I'll be able to stream this so I won't have to be playing around with my camera. I just couldn't get everything set up like I wanted to. There, that's much better. All right. Okay. All right. Now you guys will be able to see it better. Okay. All right. I know it's hard to see because it's like on a screen and I'm taking a picture of a screen. But Mars and Venus in Virgo in conjunction. So remember at the new moon, we got our masculine and our feminine energy in balance, right? We got them in balance. We got them so that so you would hear and download your passions, the fight, all of that you need in order to ignite your creative ability in your sacral chakra. Do you guys remember that? You want to be able to ignite your abilities in your sacral chakra. And so that was the purpose of hearing clearly and setting the intention to move forward, to gain the courage to move forward in your purpose. All right. And in your what is of your highest good. That's why that was so critical. Because now we have male and female, masculine and feminine coming together in this Virgo energy, this place of creation. Right? Virgo represents like the Virgin Mary, right? That in some representations, you can find the Virgin Mary, you can find Christianity and astrology. So because it represents that healthy, happy, fulfilled, working the plan, planning the work. It represents that energy and that creativity of being able to do that well. It is so very important that we are in sync with both our masculine and our feminine energy. Okay? Very much important. That is trining Uranus in retrograde in Taurus. So, this upheaval that we're going to be talking about shortly, this big upheaval in everything personally to do with us, it at least is giving us, the universe is giving us this energy. And at the height again of the full moon, Leo, just at that edge, holding on, saying, I'm giving you I'm giving you a good chunk again of that creative passion to move forward, the courage and the strength to do what you're called upon to do and move in the way you're called upon to move. I'm giving that to you, the universe is saying at this last breath. And then also over here, we've got the moon in Aquarius giving us the emotional stability to move in the way we should move and to create what we should create for not only our highest good, but what is of the highest good of the entire collective. In other words, moving into your place in what the church would say the body, right? The collective, moving into your place and position in that. We also have, excuse me, that's Mercury. My God. Oh my God. Mars and Mercury. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Mars and Mercury conjunct. I can't, why I didn't see that. Everything I just said still stands, except for I'm going to add this. Because Mercury can kind of go both ways. It doesn't have to be masculine or feminine. You're going to be able to communicate it, and you're going to be able to hear it, and you're going to be able to decide upon it, and you're going to be able to execute it. You're going to be given that ability to do so in a very clear, concise way. In other words, you're going to get the plan. And the plan may or may not be the same plan you had before, but you're going to get the plan, or you're going to get more information about the plan and how to make it work. Okay. We then have Venus in Libra in balance and not quite trining, but trining by sign to everything over here, right? Your moon, Jupiter in retrograde, and Saturn in retrograde. So, and Venus is at home. So Venus is bringing this beautiful balance, and actually it is trining Saturn in retrograde. So that's really giving us kind of an ease, a truth, a love yourself, take care of yourself. Self-care is going to be critical during this time. Self-care is going to be very critical during this time. Say hello. Okay. Because these changes that are coming about are not going to be easy for some of us. The global things that are going to happen are not going to be easy. We need to remain in balance, live in neutrality, live in neutrality. Knowing that this pendulum is in a really odd swing, and where it's swinging, it's on the backswing, and we're going to be on an upswing. But right now we're on a backswing, or we're entering into that backswing. If you haven't already done a lot of your work, or you're still kind of running around unsure of life and not willing to take the chances and not willing to do what you know you're supposed to do, or you haven't been willing up until this point, this is forcing you to do that. I wish that there could be some other way that we could accomplish this, but there isn't, because it's got to get done. You got to move. You got to move. You got to release. And this loving, kind balance of Venus and finding the beauty in all of this, finding the beauty in change, finding the beauty in growth, finding the beauty in some upheaval, finding the beauty in the transformation, and being excited about what will be out on the other side, and having faith in yourself and in the universe and in your guides and all of that, that you're going to be just fine. That's Venus in Libra. And it's giving you some of this loving kindness you're going to need as we're going to review some of the things that Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, especially at this lunar state, is doing. Okay? And again, the full moon is really illuminating those areas where you've been holding on to stuff emotionally. You need to release it. It's giving you the courage to move in a new and positive way. It's giving you the courage to face your new challenges head on without hesitation, without issue. All right? Now, let me make sure I'm going to clear the slate. Now let's talk about kind of some of the toughies. You may notice all of everything from Jupiter back, by the time this full moon hits, is all in retrograde. Matter of fact, I think they're all in retrograde right now. Everything from Jupiter on back is in retrograde. Welcome to the circus. Now, hey Moon Shadow, hey Red Violet. Hello, anyone I haven't spoken to yet. I apologize. I am going to take this in the order in which I feel I should. That Spirit is leading me to take it. I'm going to also tell you what this is going to mean to you personally and what I see globally. I am not going to say anything about a global impact or countrywide impact to put you in a state of fear or concern. Miss you too, honey. Fear or concern. But instead, it's so that you're armed with information so you know how to move. Uranus in retrograde in Taurus. On an individual level and on a country or global level, this can and already has begun to bring in a little instability or a lot of instability economically, housing, somewhat travel, but not so much, careers, day-to-day life. What we have known thus far, and we've gotten to I don't even want to call it a new normal, but some of the world has gotten to what they call a new normal. It's being upheaved again. For you personally, this is giving you the opportunity to say, I've revolutionized, if you have done this, I have revolutionized some of the things in my life. This Mars and Mercury conjunction that's trining it is giving you the opportunity for you to be like, okay, wait, is this the best thing for me to do? Is this of my highest good? Let me just double, triple check my plans. If not, I'm going to make some adjustments. If you haven't figured out that you are supposed to be revolutionizing your life and doing something probably completely different than anything you've ever done before, and this is tough love, and you've been giving yourself excuses. Some of you have been giving yourself excuses. For some of you, there's some real stuff that's been going on, and we get it. By we, I'm saying the universe, right? I'm saying we get it. But there must come a point where you overcome. There must come a point where you decide that what is in front of you and what you have been living underneath and living within is not, and I repeat, is not more powerful than the world you create and your own energy. It is time for you to decide that you are the master and the mistress of your destiny. You create your world. It can either be as filled with lack as you choose or as filled with abundance as you will. Whatever that means to you. Tough love. The reality is we do sign a contract before we come here. And we knew we were going to go through the things that we've been through. For some, it's to clear some karma. For others, it's to have the more difficult life, because the more difficult the life you have, the more ascended of a being you actually incarnated here as. The question is, are you going to wake up and realize who the hell you are? And then choose to live the life that you were meant to live? Or are you going to continue to live the same life you've lived? But there's rugs being pulled off from underneath you with this. Literally rugs being pulled off from underneath you with this, and you're being faced with a choice. And this is what I'm going to say globally, what I see. More economic unrest. Here in the States, I will say most likely higher inflation yet. We've not seen the highest. We've not seen the highest. This Uranus is going to be in retrograde till January of 2022. We ain't seen the fullness of it yet. We may see, and I believe there's going to be still some unrest just in the economic structure, more upheaval there. Probably more upheaval, I would say, with corporate America and things like that. It's going to give way to entrepreneurship. It's also going to give way to how we work. So there's going to need to be more working from home, less probably going in. I would also say, please be careful. Make sure that you do have non-perishable food items for the remainder of the year. Don't go out emptying shelves, guys. I'm not sounding that alarm, but I am saying it's time to stock up. And it's time to stock up. Be sure you're stocked up on any of the creature comforts that you enjoy. Okay? It's time to stock up. It's going to be okay. We're going to come out of this on the other end, but please know that we are not out of the economic woods yet. In fact, I believe with this chart, we're just starting. So, and on a side note, I have seen in major stores where they are selling emergency food provision. So I'm not saying go buy it from a major store. I mean, I would support, there's a lot of YouTubers that have, codes and stuff that, talk about probably some more, little more controversial topics. So I would go to those folks and use their codes, okay, to support them. All right. But definitely it's time to stock up. Things are going to get different, and they're going to be a lot hairier before they get a lot better. Hairier in the third dimensional realm. So there's two things we can be doing. We can be being smart here and actively taking care of ourselves, Mars and Mercury in Virgo. Actively taking care of ourselves health-wise as well. Actively doing so. And being smart about it. And also know that we can manifest everything, and we should be manifesting all the abundance that we need. Now, again, if you're being moved to to move in a different way, to do something different, and you're being moved to step into purpose, whatever your purpose is, and it's not your 9 to 5, it's time. The rug is going to get pulled. You're going to get pushed. You're going to be like, I can't do this job anymore. I can't live in this way like I've been living anymore. Okay? New beginnings. Remember, the whole theme of this whole thing is new beginnings. I'm going to skip over Chiron in retrograde in Aries. I don't know that that's that critical right now. The moon and Jupiter in conjunction at the time of, well, it would just pass, so it's, waning, not applying. You're probably seeing some of this now because the moon is beginning to come into approach. Jupiter, we all know that, and that's an Aquarius. Jupiter, we know, rules our dreams, our expansion, and everything. It also rules long distance travel. Look for more travel bans or travel restrictions. You're not going to be able to go long distances over 100, 200 miles as easily. Anything you got to get on a plane, train, bus, something like that. You're not going to be able to do it as easily. I don't see that releasing. I think this is in retrograde. I want to say till about October-ish. Don't look for it. On the flip side of it, interestingly enough, I see where astral travel, are you learning how to come outside of yourself and be a part of the collective in new and innovative ways, is something that you're going to be able to do. And I am excited about that. Jupiter is also opposing the sun by degree at this time of this full moon. So basically, when the full moon hits, and as we're leading up the day or so before the full moon, I'd say about the 21st-ish into the 22nd. So the end of the 20th, August 20th, coming into the 21st and 22nd, when this is at its zenith in the morning, on Sunday morning, I would definitely, if you haven't already stepped into your dreams and your purpose and your expansion, you're going to feel it. All of this is pointing to you pushing yourself into the next realm, into the new beginning. There are going to be people, places, things, whatever that you thought was going to be part of your big picture forever, and you thought this was the way to happiness and wholeness, and you are going to find out by the time this full moon is over, it ain't ish. It ain't ish. It ain't what it was all cracked up to be, and I need to release it. We talked about this at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of this lunar cycle. Release. Release. I can't stress it enough. Release. What is not serving you? Why are you holding on to it? And when I say what's no longer serving you, what's no longer serving your highest good? What is no longer serving your highest good? It's serving you somehow because it's serving the toxicity, it's serving the pain, it's serving either drawing in more pain or protecting you from the pain, which in essence draws in more pain. So it's serving you somehow, but it's not serving your highest good. That could be a relationship. That could be a situationship, that could be a friendship, that could be a family relationship, it could be a job, it could be the way you've been viewing spirituality or viewing yourself or what. It could be a myriad of things. But all I have to say, beloved, is it's not serving you anymore. So why are you doing it? It's not making you happy. So why are you doing it? It's not propelling you more towards your purpose. So why are you doing it? And also holding on to, this just came to me, holding on to a lack mentality and an inability to prosper is not going to serve you very well in bad economic times, tough economic times, or just tough times, period. If you have that mentality that you are looking to the outside to create wealth for yourself, or you're looking to the outside to provide provision, and you have not tapped into your true purpose and your true talents in order to do so, and you've not chosen to manifest your new world, It doesn't get easier from here. It doesn't get easier when all around you everything is like, oh, wait, no, we're not going into complete lockdown, I don't believe. But it's going to be tightening of the reins and more restriction in different ways. It's going to be one of those I can't catch my breath, right? Like I feel suffocated because I'm forced to do this, this, and this. Beloved, you got to find your freedom somehow, some way. And I'm not saying everybody has to quit their jobs or anything like that. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I'm saying is be sure that even within that job that you do have a level of freedom, right? Less restriction. Or if you it maybe you're in a industry or what have you that you really enjoy and that fulfills you, then what I want you to do is then be sure that you're working with for a company or someone that does respect you and who you are. Feel respected and where there is potential for growth. I'm not saying well, I'm going to put it like this. I'm not out here trying to say there's going to be this complete economic collapse, but I will say this. I would be prepared. Like I said, inflation ain't going nowhere. So be prepared. Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius. Saturn is also at home in Aquarius, right? It was the first ruler of Aquarius before Uranus. It is squaring Uranus. So the rulers of Aquarius are squaring off. One's in its home court, one is in its, man, this is a restrictive house I'm sitting in. Just a restrictive house. Yes, we do get comfy in pain. But no one, thank you, Sharon, but no one's Joan of Arc. No one's asking anybody to be a martyr. And I'm not saying you are. No one's asking you to be a savior, a martyr, or make your sacrifice. The only person, when you continue to do this sacrificial lamb stuff and you continue to be the martyr and you continue to give yourself the excuses and the outs and all the reasons why you can't do and fulfill your purpose, the only person you're hurting is yourself. And you're not fulfilling your purpose. And so I guess you might come back here again or some other third dimensional planet if you want to do it all over again. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm full on Aries moon today and Cap rising, full on. There's no Cancerian lovey right now. Saturn in retrograde squaring off against Uranus in retrograde in a very constricting, conflicting, let me just upend all of your apple carts, shut all the doors and open up new ones, Taurus. But stubborn, right? Because we don't like to not be in our zone. Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius, if you've been doing your work, this is just a review time. This is just do a once over, twice over. It's also, as I said before, trining Venus, so it's softening the blow a little bit. But this is also bucking against what some people believe to be the collective truth. This is bucking against, this is wanting freedom at all costs. This is not wanting to be so restricted because you know it's not of your highest good. This is also potentially governmental entities putting restrictions on individuals. I see more big tech potential issues here. By the time Saturn comes out, which I think is December or is it October? October, I think. My notes are over there. Those restrictions will be loosened. But I also see people finding other technological ways to communicate. Again, telepathy, lots of astral travel, lots of astral visitations, living in the astral. Big time. Personally, if there's karma you ain't dealt with, in other words, if there's people you did wrong and you ain't dealt with that yet, the chickens are coming home to roost, baby. It's now time. So we're going to see a lot of different people getting their karmic due, or it's being set into motion, the beginnings of it. If you've not fully again moved into purpose, man, this is like okay, now what is it going to take? You're going to be so uncomfortable. This is kind of what I'm seeing with all of this together. You're going to be made so uncomfortable during these next 2 weeks. Well, the full moon and then 2 weeks after. But between now and the next new moon, throughout the rest of this lunation cycle, you're going to be made so flipping uncomfortable because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not going to have any choice. You're going to be miserable. And looking for ways to either move into it or get the knowledge in order to move into it. We're going to see a lot of people. We're going to get into that more when I get to Neptune. We're going to see a lot of people waking up. You think this has been a crazy awakening ascension move now? You just wait. We ain't even seen it yet. We ain't seen it yet. So this to me is a 911 call for all light workers, warriors, healers, shamans, teachers, counselors, herbalists, nutritional counselors, everybody. Come on now. This is 911. Get moving. So looking for the freedoms. Again, I also do see potentially more unrest. And that's on a global scale and ratcheting up. This is a recipe for ratcheting up. This here, plus we've got Pluto and Neptune we haven't got to yet. And lovely little Chiron in retrograde here in Aries saying, I don't like how you talk to me. I don't like the fact that you're doing this. I don't like the fact that you're doing that. And I'm tired of getting walked on. And just realizing, you know how sometimes you don't realize people been throwing you shade. And then one day you just be like, that mother trucker been throwing shade at me all this during time. I didn't even realize it. CJD, I don't think that we're going back in lockdown. Not the same way. I'll put it like that. It won't be the same way. I got to keep it moving, y'all. I've been on here an hour. But restrictions will happen. I'm hesitant to say the other R word that ends in volt. But I see that happening as well. You already see it now. It's going to escalate because because people are just tired. right? And they're not. They're not, especially when the rest of this plays out. Watch what I say, because some of it's playing out now. Pluto in retrograde, the last retrograde it's making in Capricorn before it exits sometime next year. That is also sextiling Neptune in retrograde. It is trining both Mars and Mercury and Uranus. So it's kind of creating an actuality, a rather grand trine that I hadn't seen until now, just looking at it. Not spot dead on, but within orb. All in earth signs. If that's not everything that you thought was foundational is about to change, I don't know what the frick is. This is your personal transformation. Higher learning, what you knew about the structures, what you knew about the government, what you thought about the government, what you thought about authority figures, what you thought about authority situations, who you trusted, who maybe you shouldn't trust no more. It's all transforming. What you believed is transforming, changing, altering. It's switching up on you. Okay? And it's asking you to change within you. In other words, allow the transformation to happen from the inside out so that as the transformation occurs, you can then apply it to your daily life and revolutionize your daily life. And it's all coming down from on high with passion and purpose and meaning. Stop being afraid of it. Stop it. Stop being afraid of it. You got to put one foot in front of the other. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. If you don't stand up and be counted, you'll be amongst the herded masses. You won't be in a position to help them understand what the heck has happened as a result of Neptune in retrograde at home in Pisces in that last decade. Now that Joker's going to be in retrograde for a hot minute. And then you've got the moon coming on in, still in a full moon cycle, but coming on in. What do I mean by this? When Neptune goes into retrograde, all things that were illusionary, that were smoke and mirrors, all of those things, all of a sudden the fog clears. You as an individual and the collective become much more intuitive. You as an individual and the collective then become much more in tune with your higher self. Psychically, everything. You're going to have much more lucid dreams and things like that. And you've probably been having them a lot. Everything spiritual is going to begin to make a lot more sense. It's going to be much more natural for you to manifest, for you to create. It's going to be much more natural for you to be like, nah, that don't resonate with my body. So I'm not going with that. Every cell and fiber of my being is saying that ain't true. So I ain't fixing to go for it. Nope, I'm good. Swerve. All of a sudden, you're going to see things and hear from people that you never thought you'd ever listen to, but it's going to be able to make sense. but as intuitive then as you are becoming, and as transformative as what's happening up here with Pluto in its last retrograde in Capricorn, those two sextiling and in agreement means that this, where we are right now, generationally, is moving out of the matrix in a big way. Now, those that choose to live in the delusion and in the illusion and in the matrix are going to fall deeper and deeper into it. Know that you're going to be much more emotional, much more passionate about everything. You're going to want to probably retreat a little bit. And let me tell you something, a little retreat is okay. To gather up these thoughts, because this is moving into opposition with, it's kind of in opposition with Mars and Mercury in Virgo. This is actually a time, an unprecedented moment. That doesn't happen that often, where those two are conjunct and Neptune is in its home planet and retrograde, and the sun's about to come up to oppose it, which means we're going to see an illumination of truth from our higher self, of the truth of which way we should go, of the truth of the plans, of the truth that you can actually have the dreams that you have been wanting for so very long. You can actually create them, because the fire and the spoken word is over here, planted in the earth, and now you just got to bring your water over to it. So expect for much more information to come out. Don't be surprised of the revelations that you hear in the upcoming next few weeks. Okay? That's the chart. Let me move this out of the way. Well, move you out of the way. Let's go to the grid. Now, somewhere, I'm going to put the link here to download the grid on the website here again. Okay. And I know I'm zoomed in, so I'm going to zoom out in a minute, but I want to be sure that I have, actually, let's go dark one more time. And I'm going to zoom out. So what you guys are going to be able to do with this grid that I put out there, it's a PDF file. You can download it and print it. Feel free to use the grid. Just the paper is fine. That's much better. Oh, I don't know why I'm clicking in there when I can't do a blessed thing in there. Make myself a little smaller just for these purposes for right now. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to print this PDF file down off. Make sure this is, yeah, that's good. It's 2 pages. One is the kind of like the directions for building the grid or what stones to use. The other one is the grid itself. Okay. So what we're seeing here is this is a pentagon with a seed of life in the inside. A pentagon with the seed of life in the inside. And I'll put the book that I got this out of. I was looking through some stuff and I found it and I really loved it. So this is for new beginnings, right? So the seed of life is all about new beginnings. It's all about newness. It's a new seed, and right from it comes the flower of life. So this is the beginning of everything. And so we're going to place that beginning of everything in the middle of this pentagon. The pentagon being kind of a generator. 5 points is change, right? 5 sides, the 5 is the number of change. So it's a nice generator outside of containing and helping to support what's going on the inside. So our focus stone is going to be the choice. The preferred one is Amazonite. So I want to show you, I've got a lovely Amazonite point, obelisk, if you will. This is such a beautiful, beautiful stone. Amazonite. I always like to get these. I don't know if you guys get these from your little crystal shops. I love to get these. Amazonite has healing powers to help with physical ailments, emotional issues, and in energy healing and chakra balancing. Amazonite crystal therapies are primarily associated with filtering out stresses, healing traumas, and soothing energies in the home and workplace. Its spiritual power is personal truth and communicating that truth to others. Personal truth and communicating that to others. So this is our focus. What is our personal truth? How are we going to communicate that and have less stress in our new beginning? Whatever that intention is going to be that you're setting underneath the stone. Alternatively, now in each case, I am putting in bold the preferred stone, and then we're giving you some alternatives as well. Okay? Tangerine quartz is an alternative, and clear quartz is an alternative in the middle, right? In order to get this stone going and get this crystal grid going. My God, this stone. All right. The green spots here are the inner support stone. And that choice for that one, I got these cute little tumble labradorites. Labradorite. Okay? So labradorite is a stone of magic, awakening within you mystical and magical abilities and psychic powers. It has within it a deeply felt resonance that is very powerful, and it can be used to bring amazing changes to your life. Its vibration also holds a broad level of protection from negativity, so it cannot be used for ill will. This is a stone whose energy is quite visible to the user, as it just seems to work so quickly. So we're going to place that at these 6 points around the focus stone in the center of the seed of life. And I'm going to construct this fully on the other grid. And then your outer support stone is celestite. Now the inner support stones, you could either use labradorite is preferred, fluorite, or Apache gold, sometimes called healer's gold. Okay? The outer support stone is celestite. You know that's always one of my favorites, honey. It said tumbled, but I prefer the raw for celestite. So you can feel free if you have celestite that is raw, feel free to use it. And let me go here and I'm going to pull up just a real quick. Okay. Healing properties. All right, here we go. Celestite, also known as celestine, is a mineral that forms blue crystals. Celestite is often associated with divine power and is thought to increase understanding, higher consciousness, as well as mindfulness. All right. It is also going to metaphysically help us be strongly connected to divine energy and cosmic supernatural forces, used for pursuing spiritual strength. Celestite also promotes discernment or higher spiritual awareness. This makes the stone good for gaining understanding and promoting inner peace. That is going to be critical as we're going through this phase where we are indeed putting together this grid for new beginnings and to release those things that no longer serve us. Okay, now I'm going to take this. Let me remove that stone and that stone. And so we're just going to move this to the side. And I just want to show you, because I'm not going to construct mine. I'm not putting my intention underneath here. Okay. But what we are going to do is I'm just going to show you how I'm going to construct it. So I will be taking, let me light the Palo Santo. I'm going to clear my crystals. Let me move you out of the way. Clear the crystals. Clear myself. And clear the energy. Now, I'm actually going to construct this a little differently than I typically would. I'm going to place the outer stones first at each point of the pentagon. Put my outer stones. My inner stones, you see this point right here? That's 1 point. 2 points. 3. I'm just going to follow. That's why I gave you guys this sheet of paper. Just follow this. Super simple. 4, 5, 6. And then what I would be doing is then I would write my affirmation down. And it can be as simple as I will hear clearly from my higher self, trust my higher self, and act on what my higher self says to do, guides me to do, for any and all new beginnings in my life. And then maybe on the other side of that piece of paper, you might say, and I release everyone and everything that is not of my highest good. Fold that up, put that down underneath your focus stone. I would tend to say, try to use an obelisk or a point like I have here. Again, make sure it is the largest stone in your grid. And then activate it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Outer 2, 3, 4, 5. Meditate in front of it. Feel the energies as they're generating. And really speak that, like, know that intention. Speak it out. If you need to write it again on another sheet of paper so you don't have to remove it from underneath there, please do. Take a picture with your phone, whatever you got to do. Say that intention and speak it and mean it. And then in your meditative time, just know and believe that spirit is going to be bringing you, your higher self in concert and conjunction with spirit is going to be bringing you the information that you need on how to make your plans. What if you already have plans, how to change them? If you've been waiting to execute certain plans, how you're going to move forward in that, and then take that necessary action to move forward. Okay. The question is, do I go clockwise? I always go clockwise when I'm constructing it. I touch the centers, the focus stone, and then clockwise around, and then clockwise around. And then when I'm deconstructing it, counterclockwise. And then I thank the universe and the stones for everything, all the work that they do. Okay. All right. Oh, my bad. I forgot. All right, guys, because I didn't really activate this, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And I think last but not least, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull a card from, just going to leave this here. I'm going to pull, I think, a card from Ganesha, and I think I'm also going to go grab one more. So bear with me 1 second. Doing a lot of on again, off again around here. I've got another deck I've not used yet, and I think I want to use it with y'all. I think it's very appropriate, so just give me 1 second to kind of get over here and grab it. I've been more so into oracles lately than anything else, so we might get some tarot, but we're for sure gonna pull some oracles. Let's see where we're at here. All right. So let me pull first from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Right. Okay. And let's get one card for the collective, see what we have. Wasn't fully intending on this. All right, let's see what we got. I don't typically, I haven't been pulling cards lately. Just not been not feeling the need to. Acceptance. So let's grab the meaning of that really quick, and then we're going to pull just a couple more. So here we go. Acceptance. There is great freedom in accepting things as they are. You cannot move forward on your path until you release some of the blame, anger, and sorrow that you have collected on your life's journey. Ganesha is asking you to forgive those from the past who have hurt you and to be willing to forgive yourself too. Open your heart to the world outside and to the one within. This deeper state of recognition and acceptance is what pushes you forward to your spiritual adventure. Love without judgment and live without predetermined opinions. Accept and express your true self. The ego is beginning to align with the soul. What a relief! You don't have to control everything, fix everything, and know everything. If you've been overly serious and tense, you now start to remember happiness. You may find that you can laugh at things instead of getting infuriated. Your contentment in life improves dramatically when you harness your ability to look at the world from a more spiritual perspective. Acceptance. Ganesha really, if you've got any Ganesh or Ganesha, the feminine version, any of statues or tapestries or anything like that, imagery, I would keep that around. And really kind of concentrate and work with Ganesh on your next moves. We're also going to pull from the Sacred Creators Oracle. Sacred Mirrors. And your soul shines. Let's see. Oh, 33 and 34. Interesting. That one was 39. These are really amazing numbers as well. 33, Sacred Mirrors. Seeing the divinity in others, knowing more about yourself by sharing your gifts and talents, finding kindred souls on a similar path, collaborative opportunities, being seen, witnessing sacred evolution, connectedness, oneness, your place among the stars. Your self-care message, egoism, so be careful, being overly bothered by traits in others, allowing someone to push your buttons, allowing another's journey to affect your self-worth, and not recognizing the lessons that other people can give you. Your soul shines, connecting with source, an opening of the seventh or crown chakra, allowing your soul to shine in the mundane. I don't think I need to pull any more cards. Consistent practice, cleaning things up for some positive feng shui, happiness, and a bright outcome. Self-care message, so don't do this. Getting in your own way, using spirituality as an excuse for the way things are. Needing to walk the walk, so you need to walk the talk. And spiritual bypassing, in other words, avoiding the ish you are supposed to do. You guys want one more? I don't know how much more we have to have in order for you to know this is what you're meant to do. Five of Coins. Stop feeling like you're being left out in the cold. Come on in from the outside. Page of Coins. This is a new way for you to earn money, for you to make money, for you to feel creative and allow your creativity to flow into abundance. Nine of Cups. Self-love, self-care. Be proud of yourself. Love on yourself. Live in your spirituality and live in your truth. It is time with the Death card, transformation, and the outcome being the Empress. You are creating your new world. You are birthing a new world, your new world, and then in conjunction with Spirit, birthing this new earth. All right, guys. Whew. Thanks for hanging with me. We've been together for a long time today, y'all. A long time. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Yanni. Hey, Malika. Thanks, guys, for hanging with me. I appreciate it. Replay crew, you'll be able to watch this here shortly. I'm gonna hopefully get to edit it a little bit so that it can kind of play a little bit better. Be on the lookout. We're gonna still try to come tonight with the Sunday Soul podcast. But definitely go to my website and download. If you go to heartofinspiration.net, you'll be able to, if you haven't already signed up for the newsletter, sign up there. If you've already signed up, you can click that box and then go to free downloads on my website, and you will see. Matter of fact, let me just show you guys. You'll see where you can download these. Let me just go to home and let me share my screen. Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, here we go. Let me share the screen here, guys. Share screen. tab. Okay. So when you go to my website, what's going to pop up is download my latest crystal grid for the full moon and stay updated. You can put your email address in here, and when you click submit, if you don't already get my newsletters, it'll give you the link to go grab it. If you're already like signed up for my newsletters, go to this free downloads right here, click that free downloads button, and then you will see this month's crystal grid. You can download the file. You'll see last month's balance masculine and feminine energy. You can download it here. And then also I just put in a link to the 7 Hermetic Principles playlist for the Sunday Soul podcast. It's really super important to me that you guys really get to know the 7 Hermetic Principles and begin to live by them and incorporate them into your life. We're going to be building upon all of those building blocks as we're moving into this next new earth era and really learning alchemy from a true perspective. So, if you haven't had a chance to watch all of them, there they are, link right there. But you'll always be able to find these links here in this free download section. And we'll be updating that from time to time. And again, if you want to go to heartofinspiration.net as well, or the Linktree link that's down below, you've seen scrolling across the screen, the Practical Lightworker. We've rebranded the certification program and really focused in on helping you create your business. If you want to quit your job, eventually that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. But we want you able to be out here and be abundant in your purpose. We want you to be able to be out here and, have the tools necessary or shore up some of their necessary tools. But for me, it's super important that we balance the masculine and feminine energies and, just allow us, myself and my coaches, to really bring you into balance where you're creating a fantastic foundation and learning how to create a business as well as, and be abundant in it. There's nothing wrong with flowing in abundance and being spiritual, guys. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. You do not have to be poor to be pious. Okay. And then also giving you some of those other tools. So, schedule some time with myself or my team, just a free 15-minute call, and we can get you on your way. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you so much. Leave me some comments below when you've built your grid and what your intentions are, because I want to add my energy to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.